form that Dick got yesterday. Love the pink. That's not the only shiny he got. He also got this. A shiny immersive Mew card in Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I think it's to keep Jeremy away from getting shinies. Nice strategy, Dick! Are you gonna use your stick also? How's Bob plus Jeremy doing? It's getting there. Here's the thing. It's been going through a lot of changes. Especially since changing the electric wyvern into a Dimorphodon. It really put a dent on the story. So some plot elements are gonna change. I did say it's getting kind of prehistoric, right? Well, it is. As I was writing Bob plus Jeremy yesterday, I thought to myself, Regulars of the Lost Tapes is coming out on May 11th. Wouldn't it make sense to maybe release it during that month? Halt! What should I do? There's a possibility that a new Minions and Monsters trailer might come out in May, so it wouldn't hurt to actually send out Bob plus Jeremy. Yeah. Speaking of which, there's been new clips to Regular Show the Lost Tapes. Mordecai had something in his mouth, and he was saying, buh, 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 buh. Rigby's doing the same thing. And so I'm like, oh, this is probably the episode where they try Bulbas for the first time. Are those the pearls? Those must be the Bulba pearls. Has anybody tried those before? I never had Bulba in my life. Sure, green tea frappuccinos from Starbucks, but I never had a Bulba before. Are they good? Well, if Mordecai and Rigby like it, that might be the case. Or maybe it's an addiction. You think so? The eyes, look at their eyes. Either they really enjoy it, or they're going to be addicted to it. Could be either or. Still, it's pretty lame that James and Dick can't be part of Bob plus Jeremy. I really want those two Minions to be in there. But as I said before, do you guys remember what happened with Despicable Me 4? Let's start with Ron. He was a character that I liked from the trailer for Despicable Me 4, but after watching the movie, he wasn't a really likable Minion. Second, I haven't seen the movie yet, and I want to buy merchandise of it, kind of similar to Despicable Me 3, where a huge majority of my Minions merchandise is Despicable Me 3, and it has Mel on it. To be fair, they had more Despicable Me stuff in the stores, at least what I could find. They still had Minion stuff in the stores. But 3 kind of overshadowed Minion stuff. I've only seen Minions and Monsters trailer and the TV spot, along with the introduction of the cast. That's it! There's nothing else we know about these characters. All we know about James is he wants to be a movie maker, make a monster movie, and he's an artist. He's also a very adorable baby minion. Absolutely adorable. Then you got Dick, who's an authoritarian. Oh, that's really hard to say. Dick is an authoritarian minion who's bossy, especially when you look at the eyelid. He's giving off male vibes. Yeah, and if he has an eyelid like that, that could only mean one thing. Either he's a nice guy, and the eyelid thing is just to show that he's strict, or he's an asshole. We can't just assume their personalities just from a trailer alone. We gotta see more. I really want Illumination to have another Minions and Monsters trailer. I want to see more footage of these minions. James I'm fine with, but Dick, he's the one I'm concerned with. Yeah, the guy that got you a new shiny yesterday in Pokemon Go concerns you? Well, not exactly, but yes, actually. It's kind of a 50-50, basically. On the one hand, I'm probably just speculating because he has the eyelid thing. He's probably a nice guy. But on the other hand, he could be an asshole! As this is the third Minions movie. What did Despicable Me 3 have? An asshole minion. Yeah, see why I'm very cautious? Illumination, I don't want you to repeat history. That's besides the point. They're notorious for doing that sometimes. I don't know if this is going to actually happen or if it's actually true, but I think there's a 50% chance that Dick could be worse than Mel! I'm curious about the stick that he holds. Why does he have that? Is it an accessory because certain minions have certain possessions? You know, Bob has his teddy bear, Stuart has his ukulele, Mel has his I Love Groot cap, and Otto has his pet rock. What does Kevin have? I don't think he has anything. Yeah, Kevin has no possessions. I mean, sure enough, he had, like, notes in the first Minions movie, but he never used them. He doesn't have, like, a possession, like an accessory. They usually just have like an item like a banana or something to go along with his figure, but really, that's it? Why doesn't Kevin have anything? Kind of disrespectful to the leader of Minions when you think about it. Maybe I shouldn't speculate. They're gonna have a new trailer out. Hopefully. Yeah, Illumination, if you make a new Minions and Monsters trailer, please have, more footage of James, and show me how Dick is as a character. From what we've seen in the trailer, he's not giving off a good first impression. First of all, he's doing that eyelids thing to James, which could indicate that he gets annoyed with him. And he's got his hands on his hips when there's like that bunny thingy from the magician's cauldron or whatever. You know, the pink bunny that gets summoned from a book in the trailer? Yeah. get like only its and bits and pieces of what to expect for Minions and Monsters. Like, there's gotta be minions, and there's gotta be monsters. There's like this whole movie-making plot. That's only half of what to expect. What's the other half? We don't know because they are not showing us. This is why we need a new trailer. We don't have much. It's barely anything. We don't know what to expect. Not without a second trailer. May is very close to where July is. I'm like predicting maybe they might have a new trailer for Minions and Monsters sometime in early May or late May. Jealous. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the blue one, thank you very much. I think we can all agree that the blue one is the best form. That's the one I like. Did it have to be a girl? Could have been worse. We need to find fire types. Now, where exactly are we gonna find fire types? Ooh, 98. Is there any fire types? This is cloudy weather. Fire types, you will be able to find that in cloudy weather. Yeah, the cast forms are out in the wild too. But why is there the raindrop form? Well, it kind of reminds me of Mordecai. Mordecai's head is a raindrop. Fire types need to spawn. There's gotta be some way. Perhaps North Park might have what we're looking for. I think I have an egg that's very close to hatching. What, the daily egg? I think the orange egg is close to hatching too. Where are the fire types? Come on, I need some fire types. There's gotta be a fire type around here somewhere. It's probably gonna spawn. What? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I got on my deluxe for April. Oopsie. It's a snom. It's a bug. Where's the... Well, at least we're getting more Pokeballs. Ooh, doggy. Fire types! We need some fire types! Where is the fire? No. It's just a raindrop. Oh yes, Trico. My favorite starter. I'm keeping it. Looking for fire types. We don't have much confirmation on certain minions that are going to be in Minions and Monster X. The only confirmations we have is the Gummy Cthulhu Gumi, and then Sweet Baby James, and then Dick. James's friends. Who is that small minion with blue eyes? And who's the Crash Bandicoot mute minion? Who are they? What are their names? Oddish. I don't see any fire types. We gotta get rid of this task. Because we're not finding any fire types. Catch 10 Pokemon. Okay, that we can do. Is also a poison type, so it's boosted by weather. Judging from the trailer, wouldn't that be the second time that the minions summon a monster? First time they summon that pink bunny when they're working for a magician. I mean, look at their hats. They're either sorcerers or magicians. Secondly, they have another book, I don't know if it's the same one, and they chant out a spell to summon the Cthulhu monster, which is tiny. What if it is the same book? Could be. I feel that the sorcerer magician is probably no more, given the kind of damage that the bunny did to its entire castle. Oh, great, a fire type. Yeah, they're very rare to find. But we don't have the fire type task anymore. We got the catch Pokemon task. That may be what we need. This is probably not 100% confirmed, but what if that pink bunny is the reason why Dick has the gap in his teeth? I guess he was normal, but then when he was blown back by that roar that the bunny did, that might have caused him to have a gap in his teeth. There I go speculating again. Well, I just want to see this movie. I just really want to see this movie. I'm curious. How many more Pokemon do I need to catch? I haven't kept track of the ones I've been catching. Okay, here's how I see it while I'm speculating. I feel that Dick and his tribe, they are still continuing their test. Oh my god, I'm slurring on my speech. Hold on. I think that Dick and his tribe are continuing their quest to find a master to serve, as minions need to find the most despicable person they can work for. That could explain all the monsters they come across. But James doesn't want to find a boss to serve, as he wants to be the one to make movies and draw and stuff. He's basically the oddball. And I feel that his friend and that Crash Bandicoot mute minion don't want to find a boss either. Remember, in the first Minions movie, the narrator did give out a really good point. You have to remember this. He says, but that's not to say they didn't have other passions. And in James's case, he wants to be a movie maker. He wants to make a monster movie. And wants to pursue his dream of creating one. I don't know about you, but I think that sounds a lot better than finding a master to serve. And then I feel that this is going to be a conflict between James and Dick, because James doesn't want to follow tradition. And then Dick has to put his boot down and kind of try to persuade James to do the tradition. That's how I kind of see it. Because if there's going to be a conflict, I feel like that could be one of the major ones, aside of the whole monsters thing. You know, that could actually be the case. That's not a bad speculation. So it's kind of different. You see, in the first Minions movie, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob set out on a quest to find a new master for the Minions because they've been suffering in the cave for so long, needing a master to serve. And so that's when they find Scarlet Overkill, and then the whole rest of the movie happens. You see, Minions and Monsters wants to be different. This is a good change. This shows that not all Minions want to follow a tradition. They have other passions. And that is definitely something that most people should actually praise Illumination for. It's innovation. It's not just going to be a copy and paste of Minions. It's a whole different tribe, new Minions, new threats. I hope my speculation was right. I just want there to be a new trailer. Galarian Corsola wearing glasses. It's probably not the best idea to have like a task to catch Pokemon that aren't boosted by weather. So is Minions and Monsters? Well, Minions and Monsters, is that like a reboot? Well, not exactly. It's assumed this takes place during the events of the first Minions movie. The only difference is this takes place in 1920s Hollywood, so who knows how many other tribes of Minions were roaming the earth trying to find a master to serve, and those who don't want to follow tradition might be wanting to pursue other passions and follow a different path. Also could have saved the movie from being repetitive. See, the first Minions movie, the Minions want to find a master to serve, but after accidentally shooting Napoleon, they find themselves in an ice cave. They stayed there until the 1968, and that's until Kevin steps up to the plate to help the Minions find a new master to serve and brings Stuart and Bob with him, who he has developed a brotherly bond with. That's the whole point of Minions. It's a very wholesome movie. It's also pretty dark at times, which is kind of awkward, because 2015, the two movies are supposed to be comedies, yet they have dark moments in their movie. Minions and Regular Show the movie are supposed to be comedies, but yet they do have dark moments. Well, I say Minions is probably maybe even darker than Regular Show the movie, but Regular Show the movie is really, really dark. Really dark. I have no idea why I was able to get a TV PG, because originally it was going to be rated PG-13, so it would have gotten a TV-14 rating. So they might have had to change some stuff to avoid getting that rating. I don't want to know what the original would have looked like, because I love Regular Show the movie, but it's pretty dark, and I don't even want to even mention or talk about Mr. Ross. Mr. Ross, the one and only. Ross is a character that just terrifies me in regular show the movie. I just don't like the way he looks, the way he acts. He's supposed to be a volleyball coach, but he's extremely threatening. Same could be said for Maxime the model. That's part of the reason why I don't like Maxime from Despicable Me 4. He makes me very uncomfortable and unnerved, just like Mr. Ross. So two franchises have like villains that make me extremely uncomfortable and unnerved. So that's why I waited to do a regular show and Minions crossover. Yeah, the only difference is the only regular show characters I'm using are Chad and Jeremy. No Mordecai, no Rigby. I just want to make the crossover really work, you know? I don't want to, like, rush it out, have it be half-assed, you know? This might sound controversial, but I didn't have a problem with Crash Bandicoot Ripto's Rampage. I actually had that game on the Game Boy Advance, and I didn't have a problem with it. Maybe it's because of my nostalgia, but I actually liked the way that Crash and Spyro first met. Crash Bandicoot sees Spyro as a threat because there are all these monsters that have his face on it, and then when he comes face to face with them, it's all just a misunderstanding, and they work together to stop the big bads. I don't know about you, but that sounds extremely awesome. At least to me. I'm not like those people that hate on stuff unless it's something I really, really hate and it's justified. But no, Crash Bandicoot Purple Ripto's Rampage is not a bad game. Now, I'm not saying that Bob plus Jeremy is going to be like that, okay? There's not going to be some big bad, like, summoning out these monsters that apparently have Jeremy's face and Bob has to face him or something like that. No, it's going to be very unexpected. There's going to be a lot of twists that you weren't expecting, like, oh, this happened? Oh, this happened? Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. It's a mystery. I think I gave you like a few clues to what to expect to Bob plus Jeremy. Well, first of all, it's a crossover with regular show Minions. Second, there's going to be a Minion by the name of a company that worked on the old Mortal Kombat games. I did say what's going to be in there, like Stuart is going to be drinking some pink lemonade with an orange slice, but it's very minimal. It's just something that's going to happen. It's not anything important. I'm trying to keep it a surprise. Wait, with not having much promotion, am I doing the same thing Illumination is doing with Minions and Monsters? Oh. Well, you also have to remember that I was also practicing on drawing Minions as well. So, yeah, practice has to go with drawing those characters if I want to really have a really good cover drawn for it. You don't just jump straight ahead. You gotta brainstorm. You gotta experiment. You gotta do those. Just do what James does. It's a major point in the trailer, but you know when the director guy, he sees James's drawings, he's like, you wrote a monster movie? And then James is kind of going its description of what to expect. See, Kong Bigly Kaiju! Rawr, rawr. What you're going to use for your monster? Oh, yeah, you planned ahead. I don't want to do that for Bob Plus Jeremy. Let that be an example to all you artists and people that want to write a story. Don't just jump immediately into it. You gotta brainstorm. You gotta experiment. There's something I did back in English. What was it? I think it was middle school or high school. But you have to write out a plot diagram, like the plot, the setting, the characters, the conflict, resolution, all that stuff. That's extremely important to have. I usually just think straight ahead and just kind of go with my gut when it came to regular life. Only a few episodes needed to have plot diagrams. I managed to write 2 Minions fan fiction without plot diagrams. I got lucky with those. That's because I had a clear story on what to do immediately. I thought it all in my brain. But I want to be innovative and be different for Bob plus Jeremy. Oh, 2 eggs are ready to hatch. A bug! This is Lapide. Ooh, Munchlax. Just one more. Just gonna catch one more Pokemon. I want to get all the tasks done. Can you imagine if we still had the fire type research thing? It seems when you hatch 2 eggs, it gets you the Galarian Corsola sunglasses. Oh, nice. We got half hatch distance, huh? Hold on to the other incubator. We'll see if we can find a 2-kilometer egg, and that'll be half distance hatch too. What happened? Oh, there's a massive puddle in front of us. Oh, what do we do? What can we do? Do I jump? Made it. We just gotta make it to skate park. No, that's a 10-kilometer. Ah, we need to get a green one. We need Yoshi egg. Have I ever mentioned that I like the Disney direct-to-DVD sequels? Well, some of them. I like Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, Leroy and Stitch, and there are those that people aren't really fans of, like 101 Dalmatians, Patch's London Adventure, Kronk's New Groove, and my personal favorite, which I forgot to mention, Tarzan 2. It's kind of misleading because Tarzan 2 is basically still Tarzan's childhood. And since Tarzan is actually my favorite Disney movie, of course I had to pick the sequel. But, as I said, I tend to have different opinions. Then what's that other task? It's supposed to see orange. Oh, milestone. That's the half-hatch distance. You need to give me a Yoshi egg. Oh, it did. Oh, well, good job. That'll make us walk 1 kilometer. Alrighty. Catch 15 Pokemon? Why did I catch so many? Well, at least it's not 50. Right. Yeah, don't ever catch Pokemon if you're low on Pokeballs with a task like catch 50 Pokemon. I mean, you can if you can open gifts from friends. But you're gonna have to spend lots and lots of Pokestops to get a lot of Pokeballs. And at the time, gifts don't even have Pokeballs. So that's like a catch. Hatch 2 eggs. So we got 2 Galarian Corsola tasks. Hatching eggs. The whole reason I wrote Minions wanted a Minion was to redeem Mel as a character before Despicable Me 4 came out. He was a very unlikable character in Despicable Me 3, but surprised me in Despicable Me 4. I'm like, he's completely different. Like, are you sure this is the same Mel? He seems more cute. happy and playful and stuff like that. I mean, sure enough, he still does his eyelid thing that's very notorious of Mel. That's his defining characteristic, is doing the eyelid thing with his eye. But other than that, he's a nice guy. Nice Minion. He doesn't have any bad moments at all in Despicable Me 4. He's a completely rehabilitated Minion. He's also my favorite Mega Minion in that movie. The way I wrote Mel in Minions What a Minion, he starts off as how you expect. Cold, mean, Despicable Me 3 personality, but eventually warms up. And I love how I developed him as a character. That's what I wanted him to be. I don't get why Illumination just wanted him to stay evil in Despicable Me 3. If anybody remembers in Despicable Me 2, Nefario kind of had the same mindset as Mel. Nefario wanted to be evil, he worked for the bad guy, he realized family was important, he went back to work for Gru. So why did Mel, even though he missed Gru, went back to him, then went back to being evil once again by joining Drew? That's the opposite. I can't stand Mel in Despicable Me 3. And the fact that the ending showed that particular scene, I'm like, Mel, you are despicable. He's not despicable, he's evil. He had character development, and then he threw it out the window. See why I don't like Despicable Me 3? They established Mel as being this unlikable character. It's like, yeah, he's gonna be mean, but he's more than just mean. He's not just mean to Gru, he's mean to his minions. The minions! He's mean to the minions! He's a minion who's mean to his minions. See the problem? Minions are not supposed to be shown as unlikable. 90% of Mel in Despicable Me 3, he's this unlikable asshole. You only get a few saving graces where he's singing that song at the talent show and then escaping jail, helping the minions escape, but also leaves one minion behind. That's the problem with the Despicable Me 3. There are good things that happen, and then there's bad things that happen after. Mel and the minions have a good singing voice for the talent show, they get thrown in jail. Mel helps the minions to escape jail, he leaves one minion behind. You can't look at the good and not think of the bad that happens soon after. That's just messed up. And I guess you can see that's why I don't like Despicable Me 3. Aside of the hard-to-follow story and lazy animation, Mel's the prime reason why I don't like Despicable Me 3. The only reason why I go back to it is to watch Balthazar, Brat, and Drew. At least Drew is funny, okay? Yeah, that's right. I said it. I like Drew. He's the best part of Despicable Me 3. The only reason I go back to revisit it. Also, you got your 80s music in there too. Funny thing, the second Minions fanfiction I wrote was a sequel to the short Minions and Monsters. You know, the role-playing game short? Yeah, Mel stays in character all throughout that fanfiction. Not a single chance of any unlikability. I kept him likable. It's funny, though. You kind of find it ironic. It's kind of funny, basically. It's funny to think about. When the second Minions fanfiction I wrote is based on Minions and Monsters short, and the third Minions movie is called Minions and Monsters. I don't know if that's bringing anything full circle, but I did enjoy the Minions and Monsters short, so I'm like, well, why don't I just make a short based on that? They were both written in 2024. Formality found a candy. Good one. You really do look like a Minion, you know that? You may be pink, but you have goggles similar to Minions. We're not really getting that many Pokemon spawns, are we? We're barely getting anything. Come on, something, spawn, anything. Yeah, we're really not finding any fire types. As I said, imagine if we still had the fire types task. There we go. An acorn. This should get us more spawns. spawn suite. Notice how when the incense is activated, you get a lot of spawns. A lot of spawns, huh? Still feels very limited. Well, at least we can get to the task quicker. I gotta catch this Pokemon before I catch the Pokestop. With a Dynamax right there, that'll definitely help us out. Barnacles being difficult to catch. Oh, right when I say it's difficult to catch, it decides to finally catch. A bee. Para Pokemon 5 times. Okay. Formality. Ashaway. Oh my, it's an octopus. What are you supposed to be? The Kraken from Minions and Monster X? Hatch 2 eggs. Well, looks like we have to hatch those eggs. All of them are hatched 2 eggs. That silly cobras are supposed to be in the wild, but they're a rare spawn. I haven't seen any snakes. Gossifer. Why does it remind me so much of a chili pepper? Look at it. It looks like a chili pepper. Does it not? Hey, you missed an opportunity of making that a fire grass type. But we do have Scovelin. How are the eggs doing? Well, the Yoshi egg is close to hatching. If we get another Yoshi egg, we'll be able to hatch it before it gets to the library. That's not Rigby. That's a girl. Well, the raindrop is Mordecai. Why the heck does it know thunder? Unless you're Starmie, I don't know if a water type can use thunder. think we're gonna find Yoshi egg when this one hatches? Is it even close to hatching? The Yoshi egg is close to hatching. There we go. Wimpod. We did get the Yoshi egg. This is great. This is not great. It's a toddle. Whack, whack, whack. Why did Jeremy get that? Maybe a duplicate. That cast form is stronger than the one that even Dick got. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was an instant spawn too. Well, cheer up, Minchie. I'm sure you'll be able to get Bob plus Jeremy done sometime in May. Yeah. Why is it stronger than Dick's? That's our highlight right there. Cast form. I'm just gonna wait for the incense to run out, go over what we caught, and then end the stream. I just want another Minions and Monster S trailer to come out. It was good to see Dick get that shiny yesterday, but seeing that Jeremy got jealous and wanted to get the same shiny but female, that definitely hurts on a whole new level. Believe me, I know. It was even stronger than Formality. Yeah, it was also a duplicate shiny too. Is the incense close to running out yet? In about 2 minutes. We're gonna spin the Pokestops for Pokeballs. Oh, a Hippopotas. That's actually my favorite rock station. Classic Rock 104.3, the Hippo. They have the best rock and roll songs. They even have Pearl Jam. Shiny boosted during this event? That's my second one I got. Maybe custom is good. Well, since Bob Plus Jeremy is going to be coming out in May, I could still practice on drawing minions. You know, practice makes perfect. Did you see the way that spreadsheet just spawned and then despawned? Dick and Kevin are angry right now. The minions are mad. They're like, how dare you get a stronger shiny than us, Jeremy? That's just the way he works. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got Bounsweet, Weedle, Octillery, Flabebe, Skorupi, Castform, Staryu, Zigzagoon, Fungus, Binacle, Seedot, Tuttle, Jigglypuff, and Shiny Castform. So we got 14 Pokemon. This was our highlight. Great, what do I call you? You're a lady! I shall call you Lady Pink. Lady Pink? Well, I'm not really good with names, so I guess Lady Pink is gonna do. The only difference is this shiny Castform is stronger than the one we got yesterday. To be fair, I did power up for Malady, so this could also be the case too. But yeah, that is our highlight for the stream. The shiny Castform that Jeremy got, Lady Pink. Well, that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and laters.